Why, hello there, and welcome to Malibu Creek State Park, California. We are standing in a spot that has been on my list to visit for quite some time. So you can't really tell because there's not much left anymore. But right here, there's an information placard, so we're gonna read that in a second. Right here is where Ape City from the original 1968 Charlton Heston Planet of the Apes was built. Right here, right where I'm standing. This is Ape City. How awesome is that? Let's check this out. Let's go. So right here, Planet of the Apes in Malibu Creek State Park. I'm gonna read this really quickly for you. Hopefully, at least. Sometimes I can't read all that good. I swear I can read, but sometimes you are here. It's not very specific. So this is a lake, a little creek that they had a bridge that went out, which there's not really too much water down there right now, but that's right over there. But yes, on the spot where you are standing, a major set from the classic sci-fi film Planet of the Apes, 1968, was constructed. Ape City was almost the length of a football field, 300 feet. It was created from polyurethane foam that was fired at high pressure through a special gun into a skeletal building frame made from iron rods. The foam rose quickly like bread dough, and within 10 minutes, it was cold and solid. Fox studio technicians then shaped the foam with a sander to make the buildings look like stone. The photo below is marked with "You are here" to indicate where you would be standing in the mammoth-sized set. If you look to your right, the Crags Road Trail that so many hikers use today can be seen in the main image below and is marked with hiking trail. The opening scenes of the original 1968 film were shot at Lake Powell on the Utah-Arizona border. We're going off script here. I really want to go there. That's high on my list as well. Oh, squirrel moment. Photo looking down from the amphitheater. So that would have actually been right up there. Looking to your right, you'll see the slope of the Crags Road hiking trail. Image how Ape City surrounded the area where you're standing. Caged astronaut Taylor. Spoiler alert, we're going to go to the cages soon. Actress Linda Harrelson as Nova escapes guerrilla soldiers on horseback. So that was actually near the campground. I don't think we're going to make it over there today. I did have a video to try and get screenshots. I'm going to have to do it off memory because I got no signal here and they weren't saved. I had them on a cloud. But as soon as you see the waterfall in the film, you are transported to Malibu Creek State Park. Ape City also appeared in Beneath the Planet of the Apes in 1970, but like most Hollywood sets, it was made to look good on camera, but not built to last. Over a span of 6 years, the hot California sun deteriorated the foam buildings. A few were still standing in 1976 when the former 20th Century Fox Ranch became Malibu Creek State Park. If you find any set pieces in the park today, please leave them for other park visitors to discover. Enjoy. So we're going to look at this right here. Remember that image because that's right here. So we're literally in the heart of Ape City. Ooh, there's a coyote or something running down there. You see him in the middle of the trail? Way down there. Huh, I wonder what that was. I am kind of bummed that I don't have my screenshots. Going off memory here. But lack of preparation on my part just means that a return trip will be in order for better photographs. You can hear the creek in there, the water. It was dammed up a little bit more during filming. It was more of a lake than a creek. fantastic spot. But moving on. Here you can see the water dammed up. Quite literally, there's a dam right here. So this, maybe there's not as much water there. Maybe there's just too many trees. But look at these rocks. Does this not look like Ape City? Like, this just looks like Planet of the Apes right here. Actually, this one right over here kind of looks like an ape in the center of the screen. He got his mouth, his nose, and his eyes. That's pretty cool. That's definitely an ape's face. He's looking over Ape City. Looks a little surprised. Maybe constipated. Going semi off the grid to get the shot. The amphitheater would have been right about there, overlooking Century Lake. I think I'm a little to the right. I think I gotta be more to the left. Darn, I wish I had those pictures. But look at this shot. Beautiful shot of what was Ape City. And our next stop is going to be right down there, that little flat spot in the center of the screen. That's going to be the cages where the apes held the humans and they took them outside for their exercise. But in order to get down there, we're going to have to go way down and then back up. I'm awfully tempted to take a shortcut, but it's a little ways down. It's funny, these locations, distance-wise, are pretty close to each other, but path-wise, you have to dip and weave and duck and go everywhere. Right up there is where I was talking about taking the shortcut. Whew. That would have, I'm out of breath. That would have cut a lot of time out of it. Just unfortunately not doable. And here we are. Look at this. Right here is where the cages would have been. Down here would have been one of the ape huts. Down these stairs. These stairs still exist. These are actually in the film. Screen used staircase. So we have a shot here where Cornelius comes running up the steps, and then this is where they do their little interesting ape kiss, where they kind of kiss, 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 peck, peck, peck. It's right there. I've been wanting to climb down these stairs for a very, very long time. Now, I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but there is the sound of rushing water right down here. And it sounds just like when Taylor and the boys heard the rushing water when they were coming out of the Forbidden Zone. You could hear the rushing water. And that's because right down there is the rock pools where that was filmed. So they were actually this close to Ape City. Doesn't imply that in the movie. It implies that they were a little further away. But they were actually this close to the rock pools in Ape City. And that rock right there in the center of the screen, that's actually where the waterfall was that they're playing in. Like, they're like, oh, they're so happy to see water. that's the waterfall. So from what I've heard, it's obviously not a real waterfall. There's nowhere for the water to come. But from what I've heard and what I've read is they created the waterfall by putting a hose up there, and it was fabricated a fake waterfall. They just had a hose pumping the water up to the top, which would then cascade down across the front face of that rock and create the waterfall right there. You hear the water? Are you excited as Taylor? Quick, run! So right over here is where the astronauts strip off all their clothes, hop in the water, and then realize they're not alone because their items get stolen. So you can go swimming here, but there's no diving, no campfires. I don't know what that's supposed to be because it's crossed off. No pets, no alcoholic beverages, and no smoking or open flames. They really don't want you to have a campfire. So this is it right here. Right there's where the waterfall would have come down. It would have been swimming right in the water here. And that is going to do it for this Planet of the Apes filming adventure. Now, this wasn't that bad of a hike. I don't have my screenshots. I'm gonna have to come back. It will not be this trip. It might not be this year. But we're gonna get much better shots and much better matchups because there's a lot that you could do here. Charlton Heston, all in this area. This was a cool location. Beautiful too. Also, that waterfall that I was talking about, Adam, my friend Adam the Woo, actually told me that that is the scene in Mac and Me with the waterfall when the kid goes over the edge. I was unaware of that. We're gonna have to look at that real quick. But right up there. But yeah, so that's gonna do it. Planet of the Apes, 1968, Charlton Heston. One of my favorite films. Not my top favorite films, but it is still in my favorite film category. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe to the channel. We do lots of filming locations, travel videos, and random things from time to time. And until next time, be good, have fun, and learn something. There's a little lizard watching me. I scared him.
Red means stop, yellow means slow down, green means go. So let's go all over this